Hello guys. So this is a video that decided to do a nice easy one back from vacation. Was requested to me on Twitter. I have the same handle on Twitter as I do here. I've just started with it. I don't really tweet much. I kind of don't get too much of it, but I kind of like to, I don't know, it's fun to play around with. But someone specifically reached out to me and said they wanted a series on kind of my setup, what I use for brokers and hardware and software and all of these things. So let's quickly go through software. I'm currently moving, so hardware and that type of thing. Daily routine is going to be a bit different once I'm set up in the new place, which should take another 2 or 3 weeks. We'll go through kind of that side of things. But I got a couple of videos planned between then and there. I'm going to try New Year's resolution is like one a week. So this is the setup series, and we're going to talk about day trading software. So um, charts. Everybody needs charts. Very important. Right? You can't trade without them. Here are the kind of top four that I would suggest kind of looking at. Whether or not I recommend, we'll go through, and the pros and cons. So trade ideas charts, very very clean. Just mega clean. I actually have them open here so I can see how tiny this chart is, but for me anyway, I can see all about it. I've got a bunch up. They're very good thumbnail charts and very good for people who trade um, price action and price action only. They don't have any indicators, and there's a slight delay, about 5 or 10 seconds, before they update. So if that's something that bothers you, they're not for you. But for me, they're absolutely perfect. They're all I use. Thinkorswim, I used Thinkorswim for a while. It's very customizable, almost like too much. It's kind of daunting. Slow though, heavy on the computer, will lag down the computer. Mine's pretty good. I'm a gamer. I'm a nerd. Still kind of lags them down. Um, so I can't really recommend it anymore. I used to. I can't really recommend it anymore. Free stock charts, TC2000. Owned by the same company. That's why they're in the same group. They're great. They're great charts. They're quick. They're light on the computer. They don't take much resources at all, and a decent amount of indicators for you indicator guys. The cons of them is they don't shrink very well. So if you're limited on screen real estate, myself, I only use 2 monitors. If you're limited on screen real estate or anything like this, they're kind of a problem. But if you're a swing trader and that type of thing, both Thinkorswim or free stock charts will be great. eSignal, haven't used them in years. I went to look at the price and it's absurd. I'll just come out and say it. I put something there. If anyone from eSignal is watching this and you wanted to send me a copy of them, I'll play with them for a couple months and I might have to amend this, but right now I don't see what it is that they could do that would make the increased price over, TI charts are free, Thinkorswim charts are free, free stock charts are obviously free, TC2000 is cheap, I think it's like $50 a month or something like that. eSignal, I think it's like $250 a month. It's just, I just don't know what they could do to make it worth 5 times what TC2000 does. Brokers. All right, so I am Canadian. I'll put that out there now. I'm told I have an accent, so probably everyone knows already, but that's going to give me a bit of a different feel on this because I haven't, Lightspeed, for example, hates Canadians and refuses to do business with us. But IB and Lightspeed, I hear, are both very good for day trading. IB, I've tinkered with myself. I'm thinking of actually setting up a swing trading robot, and I would use IB for that. Their commission rates seem good. Same with Lightspeed. And Lightspeed, they seem very algo friendly, that type of thing. But again, I can't attest because they don't like us. But a thing on brokers as a whole, some things to look for when you research your own. If you're a new trader and you dislike the idea of prop firms, which we'll go over prop firms next, if you dislike that idea, then please find per share pricing. Do not pay $5, $10 a trade when you're a new trader. You're going to feel the need to trade large. You're going to feel the need to trade large to overcome commissions, and that's not where you want to be as a new trader. As a new trader, you're going to lose money. You're going to, like, it's going to happen. So you want to lose as little as possible when you learn. So please find per share broker, so you can start with 100 shares, you can go to 200 shares, you can go to 300 shares, and you're not going to feel that need to trade bigger because maybe if you traded 100 shares, you were gross positive but net negative, right? So please find per share brokers. They're out there. Google them. It's fine. And if you are a more seasoned trader or you have a lot of money and for whatever reason you want to trade per trade and you want to trade big and you want to trade with one of these big old giants, Scott Trade or whatever the hell, if you're paying more than $5 per trade, you are getting hosed. So just don't. And that leads directly into my next point that says don't be loyal to a broker. They are not loyal to you. A broker only cares if you hit the button to trade. That's the only concern that they have. They want you to keep hitting that button to trade because that's where their money comes from. So there are so many brokers out there. Please, if you're trading, if you're paying a lot per trade, or if they're not letting you do certain things you want to do, short stocks or trade certain types of stocks or whatever the hell it is, don't be loyal to them. Go to the next guy. Go first negotiate with them. Say, listen, you're charging me $10 a trade. That's ridiculous. I can go right here and I can get it for 5. If they're not willing to do that, go with the other guy. Get it for 5. There's no loyalty to be had there. There seems to be people that are trenched in. Oh, well, I know the guy at Scott Trade and he's been good for me for years. No, he doesn't. Just go with whatever. You're running a business at this point. If you were ordering paper and you owned a copier company and Staples is giving you, I don't know, $5 a box, and Best Buy is giving you $4 a box, and it's the same paper because we're trading the same stocks, you're not going to go with Staples and make less money for your company because you like the guy at Staples. That's just stupid, right? Go with the best deal. Go with whatever's going to be best for your business. And again, if you're paying more than $5 per trade, you're getting hosed. So just don't do that. Prop firms. Prop firms are confusing and scary and all this thing to people who don't really know what they're doing. Prop firms are very simple. They take a bunch of different people's money and they put them together, and then they use the leverage they get with their brokers to provide higher leverage for everyone else. The reason you're able to go over the 4-to-1 and the reason you're able to ignore the pattern day trader rule is because you're not technically trading your own money. You're technically trading the firms, but they will just take losses out of your money. So instead of giving them 25,000 and having them leverage up your money, you might give them 3 to 5,000, and then that's your what they call risk capital, right? They'll let you lose money up to that 3 to 5,000. They'll cut you off. I personally use prop firms. I like them, but I am in Canada, and the regulatory environment is almost non-existent with prop firms. It is on their end, but it's not on my end. So I can just give them money, and if I do something really stupid and lose them $10 million, it's their problem, right? That's in Canada. We push the regulation on the business, not on the consumer, essentially. So prop firms, benefits of prop firms, the leverage I've talked about, the lower amount of capital I've talked about, the pattern day trader rule I've talked about. Another one awesome benefit of prop firm is, mine anyway, does not make $1 off my commissions, not $1. What they do, however, is they only make money when I make money, right? Without going into all the numbers and the details, it's an income splitting model, right? Where you let me trade for free-ish. I only pay the same commissions that a hedge fund or whoever would pay through a big broker, very, very cheap. and they're able to negotiate those cheap rates because of the large trading volumes for the firm as opposed to a small trading volume for an individual. Uh, we split the income. So then the thing I like about that, and you would have to do the math to see if that's right for you, but the thing I like about that is that now our interests are aligned. We're both interested in my making money. We're not interested in me hitting a button that makes them money. We're both interested in my making money. Um, $1 per 100 shares is too much with a prop firm, and don't be afraid of platform fees. A lot of people I've sent to prop firms, and it's like, go look at this. They look at it and they say, oh yeah, but they want 100 or 150 bucks a month for this platform. I that's a bit crazy to me that people are scared of that. You need to look at that in the entire months, right? So look at what they're going to charge you for commissions and the platform fee and do all of that math yourself and then do again, it's your business, do what makes sense for you. I'm trying not to say names or anything in this because I just want it to be an overview. You can research it yourself. If you want to know my prop firm, my email is going to be down below, but keep in mind they deal with Canadians only, maybe other people outside of the US, but because of your guys' weird regulatory environment, they just kind of want to stay the hell out. Scanners. So first, if you're new to the channel, go watch the other videos. I talk a lot about trade ideas. If you're here from the other videos, you know I'm going to recommend trade ideas. So I put that right in the top line. I'm biased because I love it, and it's the brain and muscle behind me making a living. The robot that I've showed is powered entirely by trade ideas and then synced to my prop firm with a third-party software. I'm going to go through the other ones that I've played with. There may be many more. There's going to be one that's not on here that I'm going to mention quickly. TradeStation I didn't like. Just didn't like TradeStation at all. Way too limited, way too complex. Didn't have much of anything that I really wanted. Just I didn't like it. TC2000 was very good, but lacks the ability to backtest. In TC2000, you can right-click on an indicator like RSI, and you can say over 90. Just show me stocks that are RSI over 90. But it won't give you a history of what it showed you, and it won't allow you to backtest it. So it's really kind of for a complex strategy building, it's crap. If you just want something to show you something simple like RSI over 90, then it does a decent good a job of that. So I'm going to harp on trade ideas a bit. Sorry, I'm trying to do this video pretty quickly, so I'm just taking a drink to continue to talk quickly. Trade is great but lacks customization that I would like. Trade is perfect for beginner or intermediate traders. I just wish they would let us advanced guys program more. So I'm not a programmer. I don't know any programming language, but what I mean by this is a beginner can take trade ideas. They can click on the channel bar, which I have a video about if you want to go just back in my past and find it. And they can see a lot of cool stuff, right? They can, as they get familiar with the software, they can build like their own scans and they can backtest their own scans and that type of thing. And that's a lot of what I do in the mentoring stuff that I've talked about in the other video, is teaching people kind of the best way to go about doing this. But for myself, I want more alerts. I want to be able to build my own alerts, like a specific candlestick setup, you know, breaks of specific levels and specific areas and things like this that I would like to play with. I completely understand that a lot of people don't care. But I think this channel is proof in and of itself that more and more people are getting interested in kind of the algorithmic side of trading. You know, the whole, you can't beat them, join them when it comes to the algos. So I really think there's an untapped market there, and I would like them to get working on that for almost selfish reasons, just because I want more, right? I want to be able to build more scans. I want to be able to customize it. I want to be able to do this. They say they're working on something like that, but it's been a long time. So I love you guys. I know some of you watch my videos, but beginner, it's perfect. Intermediate, it's perfect. As you get a bit more advanced, they're kind of lacking in that respect. New services, trade exchange. My buddy Zozo, who I think is Zozo Trader on Twitter, he works with them. It's a great company. What they do is they, for a very reasonable price, I don't know how much it is, but it's like 50 bucks a month or something. It's really cheap. They look at all these other services, Benzinga and I don't know, Squawk Boxes and all these different ones, and they aggregate the news and they send you what they think is important, as well as they'll give you volume alerts, they'll give you major price alerts, oh look, there's a lot of volume coming into XYZ, that type of thing. It's great. It's the only one I'd really recommend. I'm not big on the news, as you guys know. I'm more statistical based, but um, that's something you'd be interested in. Uh, if you want even faster news, go with Dow Jones or Bloomberg or one of these big guys. But the problem is, last I checked, they were like thousands of dollars a month. Um, and for us day traders, I don't think that that's really a profitable endeavor unless you're running like a firm or something like that. So um, I think that's it. So I will just summarize what I use. I use Sterling Trader Pro with a prop firm. Um, I use trade ideas for both my charting and my scanning. I use Trade Exchange for my news service, which again, I'm not big into news, but that's what I use. Not saying that's what you should use. That's kind of what I like. The other one that I wanted to mention that I just remembered as I started talking to you guys was FinViz. A lot of people say, well, what's the difference between Trade Ideas and FinViz? A lot. Trade Ideas is up to the second. Trade Ideas is back testing. Trade Ideas has this. Trade Ideas that. FinViz uh, is slower in that respect. Doesn't really have dedicated programs. It's Java and like web-based. So they're completely different beasts. So you can look into all the differences, but they're not really comparable in that respect. So that is step one. Below, again, I talked about trade ideas, and then I'll put the caveat in that I am a sales affiliate. If you click on the trade ideas link below, that's kind of the best deal you're going to get. And if you use that link, it kicks a couple bucks my way, which kind of helps me out, makes these videos worthwhile doing. Um, Below that also, I'll put my email. If people want to know more specifics, they can email me. Plus, I still have this mentoring thing that I'm kind of starting and playing with. It's getting pretty good reviews so far. So that's good. And then I'm hoping a video a week. So next week we will probably go over my screen. I'll show my screen and the whole thing and where I put everything and why I put it there and that kind of stuff. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, share it around and let me know. I really don't know what it is you guys are interested in until I do it. So the feedback is appreciated. So until then, guys, trade safe.